Yeah, we'll start with the Padres. And man, last night's loss was really frustrating.
Everything about Padre baseball right now is frustrating. It dawned on me today because this has been an agitated spring and summer with Padre baseball. They're scuffling, they're just a shade above 500, but they're really back of the pack now in the wild card race. Got a whole second half of the baseball season to be played. They got budget limitations. I don't think they've got very much that's tradable that's going to help another club in a pennant race right now. I do think the general manager, AJ Preller, will find a way to make a deal because he always makes a deal, try to find a plug-in type guy. But what haunts me, and I thought about this coming over to the castle today, they disappointed us in 2021. 2023 was ugly and an underachieving season. And now it's 2025. Is this going to happen again? Is this like an every other year adventure? I mean, last I checked, everything swirling around the A.J. Preller leadership regime was World Series, baby. Well, we haven't been there. We're a decade in to this game plan with A.J. Preller, and we're farther away from the World Series than modern-day baseball fans would expect. So I'm just really kind of disappointed. I think they've really underachieved. Do you know since early May, team batting average is 229. With that payroll, 229. Runners in scoring position since May, that payroll, 205.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's almost, you can always find them at the bottom percentile of teams in that position. Bases loaded, with all that talent, all that payroll, 230.
Brutal.
There's just a shade above 500. Yeah, you can be excited. Maybe they're in the pennant race, but let's deal with some reality. These star players making this huge amount of money to put up those kind of statistics, they've really underachieved. Tough stress for Jackson Merrill. Coming into this weekend series here, he was in a 3 for 33 hole. I don't think he's ever experienced that before. You can tell the frustration level. And, of course, Tatis is hitting just 206 since he got beamed in early May. So they're just not a complete baseball team. And I don't know how, they're sense, well, we'll hit our way out of it. I don't see that. May's become June, June's become July. We're into the middle of July. I don't see anybody hitting their way out of the malaise that they're at right now. I hate to be doom and gloom, but I'm giving you the facts and the reality of where Padre baseball is right now. Your response.
Doom and gloom. You're a hater, Hacksaw. No, I just want to say last night's game was frustrating. The offense, especially, number 8 and 9 in the order. We got Maldonado or Diaz, and you've got whoever's playing left field. It was Bryce Johnson. You ain't gonna get it done with those guys. I mean, although they're heroic in their own way to plug a hole, but they're not getting it done. But I'll say this: Tatis seems to be hitting the ball on the screws a little more lately. He led off the game last night with a double. Of course, he didn't score. But I'm seeing a little bit more from him that I'm encouraged about. As far as Merrill goes, he's a sucker for that high and outside pitch, and I've seen people try to break down and how his swing is slightly different, and the development of his muscles are changing kind of his mechanics, and maybe unbeknownst to him. On the broadcast, they talk about maybe he's getting too much advice from too many people.
I think scouting reports have caught up to him too. They found some holes.
Yeah.
And lack of discipline, lack of plate discipline's got him chasing balls up here, chasing balls out there. I think that's a byproduct of 3 for 33. He's too good a player, though, almost a complete ball player, just to have this go on and on and on. So I think he'll hit his way out of it. But there's nobody else outside of Manny Machado.
Yeah.
And for the last 5 games, Xander Bogaerts, there's really nobody else hitting. An occasional Gavin Sheets home run.
Sheets, you'll get you something. It's nice to see Xander kind of regressing back to the mean a little bit, because he's been so much of an underperformer for so long. But you're right. It's been basically Manny Machado against the world for the last 2 months. Thank God for Manny. Now they go into a game today. I guess this is the fourth game of a 4-game series
with Arizona, and then they get the suddenly red hot beat your brains out Phillies come in the yard.
Oh, great! Here we go. Hopefully the Padres could at least win this afternoon and salvage a split.
Okay, so we're going to the AllStar break. Item 1 on the fans forum chat box for baseball fans: Padres, pro, con, whatever. They underachieving? What kind of letter grade are you giving the Padres first half of the baseball season? I'm giving them a B-, and I think they've really underachieved. That's what I feel. Hater? No, just a realist based on all the information I have. That's not the only team